Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy Alterego. Moi drodzy, jak sami możecie zauważyć, gramy prawdopodobnie teraz inną grywalną postacią, o ile w ogóle takowa tutaj jest. Ale ten gościu wygląda zupełnie inaczej niż Timothy. Ma jakiś taki cylinder na głowie i prawdopodobnie wąsa, jakieś spodnie w kratę, w ogóle jakaś taka brązowa marynarka. Wygląda bardziej jak policjant, a nie złodziej. W każdym bądź razie dotarliśmy do nowej lokacji i musimy się rozejrzeć. Do budynku.
No, I can't let you go without a penalty. Nocturnal disturbance and insult of a police officer. These are all serious offences.
No, sir, it was just a serious mistake. She had a drop of drink, sang a bit, and suddenly the watch arrested her. You want to put her into jail for that?
Look, I could settle the disturbance with a warning, but not the insult.
But she didn't feel well, officer. It was really an accident. The policeman stood right on the spot where she threw up. She had no bad intent.
Spare me the details. I have the report here. What were you doing out so late?
If it was me, you could put me in the coop. I could handle it. But she's a different case, you see. She hasn't anybody except me. Her parents died of the typhoid. We both have to muddle along, and once we come across some money, we want to enjoy it. What would the poor girl get from her life when she cannot even have a drink or two?
Please, spare me.
Let her go, sir. I bet you have plenty of work with real felons. Robbers, murderers, and at the top of the list, those hookers. For example, Willington Street swarms with them. You should get rid of them, and not bother decent people.
Stop it. Nobody pulls my leg. You just wait right here and I'll decide what to do with you. That's my last word.
This place seems to be built to command respect for justice. I think I'll like it here.
Prawdopodobnie znajdujemy się na komisariacie policji. Ale kim my w ogóle jesteśmy? Mamy ulicznicę, czyli prostytutkę, z którą możemy zamienić słówko.
Due to her tasteless dress and cheap perfume, we have nothing to talk about.
Aha, czyli my się uważamy za taką osobę wyższą. Nie będziemy się poniżać, rozmawiając z prostytutkami. Osiłek.
I only talk to such vermin during questioning. Otherwise, we have nothing to say.
No, czyli się potwierdziło. Jesteśmy prawdopodobnie jakimś albo prywatnym detektywem, albo jakimś, nie wiem, komendantem policji? Dyżurny. Zgłoś się na służbę.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. How can I help you?
I am Detective Briscoe. Where can I report myself for duty?
So you're the new detective.
Yes, I am.
I'll have to check the documentation, because I've not been told.
Do so, please. Immediately, if it's not impossible.
Czyli jesteśmy prywatnym detektywem.
No new warrant card, but I'll have another look. As you can see, we're busy right now.
Never mind, I'll wait.
Dobra, gościu idzie sprawdzać jakieś dokumenty. To my skorzystamy z okazji i zobaczymy, co leży na biurku.
I'm starting to lose my patience. Well, at last.
I am sorry. The personnel department didn't send anything. Are you sure you'll be all right here, sir?
Of course I am. And the commission of my transfer has the current date?
May I see it, sir?
What's going on? Where are my papers? Excuse me. I'll be right back.
So bring it, please. I really don't have time to waste.
I'm sure I put them in my pocket. If I was robbed, they won't even trust me to guard a playground.
Jeżeli moje dokumenty gdziekolwiek zniknęły, to znajdują się tutaj na komendzie, więc albo ulicznica mi je ukradła, albo ten osiłek. W ekwipunku tak naprawdę niczego nie mam. Dowiedz się, czy widziała teczkę.
Excuse me. Did you happen to see a folder with the identity papers? I must have dropped it somewhere.
No, didn't see anything like. Someone's probably nicked off with it.
Here? At the police station?
Sure, as they say, the darkest night is right under the candle.
I would send her to jail for her lack of manners alone.
Znaczy się, nie podobał mi się jej śmiech, taki troszeczkę szyderczy. Być może faktycznie to ona ma coś wspólnego z zaginięciem mojej teczki. Ale na razie odejdziemy.
I'll keep the gentleman's goodbyes for respectable people.
Może będę mógł ją w jakiś sposób przeszukać. Dowiedz się, czy widział teczkę.
Excuse me.
What's up?
I noticed you've been waiting here for some time.
So what?
I just wondered whether you happened to see a folder with identity papers. I must have dropped it.
What would I care for your papers? I've seen nought.
I hope you haven't.
Are you implying that I've stolen them?
And would I be far from the truth?
Just leave it out, you daft sod. Otherwise, I might forget where I am right now.
Drunks are always the same. Strong words, no honor.
Odejdź. Czyli skoro to nie był osiłek i nie była to ulicznica, to gdzie w takim razie są moje dokumenty? Dobra, widzę, że jest tutaj kilka drzwi, do których będę mógł zajrzeć. Jestem ciekaw, czy w ogóle mogę wyjść. Mogę.
They're not here. Could I have left them in the carriage? Nonsense.
Tutaj też żadnych dokumentów nie ma. Mogę cofnąć się do miasta,
Where should I go? I've just arrived.
ale nie będzie to wcale takie proste. No dobra. Czyli wychodzi na to, że jednak tutaj się muszę rozejrzeć.
I can't get there without keys anyway. I could take a closer look later.
Wykorzystaj autorytet starszego stopniem.
Constable, tell your superior to come here.
For what reason?
I want to report myself for duty.
So give me the commission and I'll arrange the rest.
I don't think you understood me, Constable. I want to talk to him in person.
I'm sorry, sir.
I still think you didn't get it. You will have to hand me the office key in a few minutes. Don't you think it would be beneficial for you to cooperate from the very beginning?
Sir, you should understand you're asking the impossible.
As you wish. I can manage myself. But it won't benefit your career at all.
To brzmiało troszeczkę jak szantaż, ale szczerze powiedziawszy, gdybym był na miejscu dyżurnego i przyszedłby do mnie jakiś gościu, nie wiem, bez dokumentów i by mówił, że jest jakimś detektywem i mam mu wydzielić biuro, też bym tego nie zrobił. No jakieś dowody by musiały być, tak? Jakaś legitymacja i tak dalej, i tak dalej. A skoro dyżurny nic nie wie o jego przyjściu i on nie ma żadnych dokumentów, to na jakiej podstawie miałbym mu wydzielić jakieś biuro? Na żadnej. Namów go do współpracy.
Listen, if someone happens to lose something, is there any chance you could help him find it?
You have to go next door, number 13, lost and found.
I think an active investigation is required. I don't have time to wait for a possible honest finder.
Well, it is possible indeed, but it must be an emergency. Well, for example, when a baby is lost.
So I'm probably at a wrong address. Thank you. Although I know I'll have to, I can't bring myself to tell him what's happened. I just can't bear the shame.
Zwierz się.
I can't confess such a cardinal mistake as the loss of my papers. It is beneath me.
Ale widzę, że mimo wszystko złodziej, czyli Timothy i ten gościu mają coś ze sobą wspólnego. Nie lubią tracić swojego honoru.
Have a good day, Constable.
Goodbye, sir.
Odejdź. No dobra, czyli wychodzi na to, że będziemy musieli wykombinować coś innego.
I'll wait for a more deserving occasion. Detective Roberts. There'll be enough time for acquaintance later.
Czyli tutaj jest jakiś detektyw Roberts. A kto kryje się za tymi drzwiami?
It's too early. They're still closed. Lost and found. Open 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
To która jest w takim razie godzina, skoro jeszcze jest zamknięte?
I'll wait until they assign me my own office. I didn't endure working in the countryside to make a fool of myself here on my first day on duty. A label is missing.
Czyli rozumiem, że to będzie nasze biuro, tak? Ale dobra, skoro nie mogę porozmawiać z zasiłkiem, nie mogę porozmawiać z ulicznicą, ani z dyżurnym, bo nie ma nowych opcji dialogowych, to co w takim razie miałbym zrobić w tym miejscu? W ekwipunku tak naprawdę nie mam żadnych elementów. Mogę zejść w dół, ale tylko i wyłącznie po to, żeby wyjść na zewnątrz. Żebym już na samym początku 3. rozdziału był w kropce? Trochę dziwne. Ale może faktycznie o to chodzi, żeby wyjść na zewnątrz i się rozejrzeć tutaj. Może będą jakieś elementy, które będę mógł podnieść.
Where should I go? I've just arrived.
Dopiero co przyjechałem. Ale tutaj tak naprawdę niczego nie widzę. Zapytaj o podejrzanych.
I don't want to bother you. I see you're busy, even when the respectable people are still asleep. Or is this normal with you?
Do you mean these two? A night watch picked them up.
I just wonder, what did they do? Do I need to watch my pockets?
Definitely. These two are notorious.
Really? The girl too?
Keep your distance there, sir. A hail of curses is the least you can expect from her.
I'll remember that, thank you. That thief and his floozy. Now it makes sense. She robbed me when I wasn't paying attention. Such insolence.
Czyli jednak to jest dziewczyna. Kurde, no mogłem się tego spodziewać. Przyciśnij ją.
Listen, what you did was not very smart.
Make off, you puppet, otherwise I'll start shouting.
And then, the place will be full of policemen in 5 seconds.
3 seconds and my pimp will crack your head.
Attacking an officer on duty, you'd both end up in jail.
You're no officer, but you will end up badly.
In that case, I hope you don't detest rats.
You know what you can do?
Can you read at all? Give me my papers, they're of no use to you.
You can dream about it.
Kurde, no nie chce mi oddać dokumentów. Przyciśnij go.
He might have done something that stupid, but I doubt he would confess to it. I would need to have concrete evidence.
Upomnij go.
Your woman over there lacks manners, perhaps even a brain.
Excuse me. I don't give a damn who you are. Nobody talks about my girl like that. Is it clear?
I thought you understood the situation. Her behavior is complicating your life unnecessarily.
Get out. I'm not interested in your guff.
It would be as useful as talking to a brick wall.
Okej. Czyli w dalszym ciągu nic. Zgłoś złodzieja.
Certainly not. If this gets out, I won't even be allowed to guard a playground.
Przyciśnij ją.
Don't deny it. It's useless. I know you have what I'm looking for.
I warned you, you puppet. Igor, come here!
How's it going, girl?
Pretty badly. That one rides for a beating.
Do you mean that police detective?
He's what? I couldn't tell.
Shut up. I heard him talking to the officer. He's some kind of inspector, but he's lost his papers or something.
Aye, when I snitched him. Funny, eh?
Are you kidding me? I'll kill you. Give them back right now.
But I can't.
You'll pay for this, girl. The brothel is closed for you. Get it?
Wait, I didn't mean that. I was just bored. It's not written on his head as an inspector, you know.
Even if it was, you can't read, you daft sod. Work it out or I'll kill you.
Fortunately, her companion is brighter than she is.
Czyli wystarczyło troszeczkę dziewczynę przycisnąć. Odzyskaj skradzione rzeczy.
I heard everything. Now you can give them back to me.
Here you are, Inspector, sir.
I żeby mi to było ostatni raz, panienko.
It'll never stop surprising me what this vermin is capable of. Luckily it turned out well. It would be rather awkward asking for new papers on the very first day.
Dobra, mamy dokumenty, pokażmy je zatem dyżurnemu.
Here are the transfer papers for my duty commencement.
Of course, sir. You can leave them on the table.
Here. All the papers should be in order.
Let me see. Mr. Briscoe, it is my honor to welcome you aboard.
Now it is your honor, but you wanted to put me out of doors just a few minutes ago. Someone else would surely infer certain consequences, yet as I am a straight man, you do not need to worry.
I'm sorry, sir, if I caused you any difficulties.
I'm willing to forget it. So, what's the next step? I would like to take the office as soon as possible. I mean, immediately.
I'll arrange the new warrant for you, sir. In the meantime, you can settle in your new office. It's the door over there, next to the staircase. Here are the keys.
Anything's possible with enough effort. And now, if you could be so kind and show me the way to the Chief Inspector.
Chief Inspector Powell is not available at the moment, sir.
How come?
Well, if my information is correct, he has gone to London for a couple of days.
But I thought I could report myself for duty today.
Don't worry, sir. I can phone him and tell him you're already here.
Thank you. In the meantime, I'll have a look in my office.
Zapytaj o legitymację.
When can I expect to get a warrant card?
It'll not be so quick, sir. I'm sorry. It'll be at least a couple of days.
There's no need to be sorry. Just do your job so that I can do mine.
Odejdź. Dobra, dostaliśmy klucz, który leży tutaj.
He said the door by the staircase. It probably won't be anything special.
Tylko teraz pytanie, które drzwi? Czy te, które są na dole przy schodach? Czy te na górze? Ale biorąc pod uwagę fakt, że te są nieinteraktywne, to zapewne chodzi o te. Wyglądamy troszeczkę jak detektyw z Różowej Pantery. No powiem tak, niezły tutaj syf.
I didn't expect anything special, but this is just extravagant. Service! He can't hear me. If you want something done properly, you have to do it yourself.
No nie gadaj, że będziemy tutaj sprzątać, ale to co się rzuca w oczy to jest ten safe po lewej stronie. Niestety nie mogę go otworzyć.
Only a swarm of flies is missing. I expected an office, not a barn. Only a swarm of flies. I expected...
Okej. Otwórzmy zatem okno. Jest też jakaś skrzynia.
To me, the whole of Plymouth seems just like the grass under the window. It grows how it wants and where it wants, and nobody ever tries to mow it. The view isn't worth mentioning, but I'm not here to stare out of the window.
W dalszym ciągu mamy tylko i wyłącznie kluczyk. Sterta śmieci, ale nic co by się wyróżniało i co mógłbym podnieść. Dobra, plan jest taki. Idziemy z powrotem do dyżurnego i powiemy mu, żeby ogarnął ten burdel. No to nie są warunki do pracy. Dowiedz się, do czego służy drugi klucz.
Constable, the keys you gave me. Do you know what the other one is for?
I have no idea. These were your predecessor's keys. I thought it'd be wiser to keep them together.
You thought, well, I'll find out myself.
Poskarż się na bałagan.
I have a question. How come my predecessor has not moved his belongings out yet?
Sir, Inspector Lockley retired a month ago. As far as I know, nobody ever goes into his office.
Especially not the cleaning lady, right?
I will arrange that, sir. But you won't come until the evening, sir, if it's all right with you.
That's fine. As for Inspector Lockley's belongings, I'll put everything in a box. Then come and take it away. I don't care where.
As you wish, sir.
A good start. First they robbed me, and now I have to be a cleaner.
No nie tak wyobrażałem sobie początek swojej służby. Ale dobra, skoro mam ten drugi kluczyk, ale widzę, że na żadnych z tych drzwi użyć go nie będę mógł. Zatem posprzątajmy swoje biuro. Mamy pudło.
This isn't my problem. I have my limits. Writing, notes, evidence. Nothing can get lost here.
Czy coś jeszcze będziemy mogli wyrzucić?
It's of no use when I don't have the code.
Czyli jednak. Muszę znaleźć kombinację. Wtedy będę mógł otworzyć safe. No dobra. W takim razie się rozejrzyjmy.
Anything I don't need will be thrown out.
Sproszkowany gips.
Finally, it looks a bit more like an office.
Z drugiej strony tak się zastanawiam, czy ja bym nie mógł obejrzeć czasami tego drugiego kluczyka w ekwipunku.
The first one is the office key, and the other? Well, I'm not quite sure.
A wiecie, myślałem, że będę mógł go obejrzeć z bliska i tam będą jakieś wskazówki, do czego on może służyć. Z biurka nic już wyrzucić nie mogę. Mamy śmieci do wyrzucenia. Kolejne. O, jakaś teczka.
It might be quite interesting reading under different circumstances.
Ale teczki nie mogę kliknąć.
It can't hold much more. It would be useless to pretend I'm not here.
Któż to do mnie dzwoni?
Detective Sergeant Briscoe? Good day, sir. What can I do for you? Of course, everything is all right. I'm at your service. I see. St. Patrick's Church. Can you give me any details? Excuse me, I just don't understand why we should deal with a complaint from a local vicar. I understand, sir. I'll set off immediately. I just need to know where exactly it is. All right? I'll take someone with me, as you wish. Goodbye.
Czyli mamy pierwszą sprawę do rozwiązania. Jako detektyw.
So, here we are. The first task. And I haven't even sat down yet. I'll take a few notes to make sure I don't forget anything.
Podoba mi się w tej grze, że mamy dwie grywalne postaci. Mamy postać złodzieja i postać detektywa. Przynajmniej gra nie będzie nudna, mamy jakąś różnorodność. Kościół Świętego Patryka.
Something has happened in St. Patrick's Church. The caretaker, Father Mulcahy, requires the presence of a police officer. I'll find out more once I get there.
Dobra, chodźmy porozmawiać z dyżurnym. Powiemy mu, że mamy pierwsze śledztwo i musimy opuścić posterunek. Przy okazji może dostaniemy kogoś do pomocy. Poprosił asystenta.
Constable, get me an attendant, please. I'll need him the whole day.
Sergeant Carter will go with you, sir. I will send him to the gate.
Excellent. Thank you.
Zapytaj o kod do sejfu.
Listen, the vault in my office. Do you have the code for it?
Possibly, yes. I would have to take a look in the reports.
Please do so. All right?
Detective Lockley, your predecessor, was a bit messy.
That doesn't surprise me.
I have no note from him, but the original combination was 88834. He might have set the original combination again before he left.
I'll try it. Thank you.
88834. No dobra, zanim pójdę do kościoła, spróbuję wpisać taką kombinację. 88834. Co my tutaj mamy? Drewnianą skrzyneczkę, w której znajduje się... no właśnie, co?
A beautiful piece of manual work. So let's have a look inside. What a surprise.
O. Mamy narzędzia prawdziwego detektywa. Lupa, penseta, pędzelek, no i pustą skrzyneczkę. A skoro mamy takie elementy w ekwipunku, możemy rozpocząć pierwsze śledztwo. Chodźmy do kościoła świętego Patryka. A czy tutaj nie miał czekać na mnie asystent przy bramie?
If I don't find them within the next 5 minutes...
Idzie jakiś gościu.
Detective Sergeant Briscoe, sir?
Yes, and you are?
Sergeant Carter at your command, sir.
Relax, Sergeant. Do you know where St. Patrick's Church is?
Yes.
Ah, good. You can tell me more about it on the way.
And why are you particularly interested in the church, sir?
We'll see when we get there.
Rightio, follow me, sir. Here we are, sir. The church is right behind the gate.
You found it quickly. Good job.
Thank you, sir. If you don't need me anymore, sir, I will return to the station.
No, I need you to be at my disposal the whole day.
Oh, as you wish.
I'll talk to the vicar. Wait here.
Co ciekawe, wróciliśmy z powrotem na cmentarz.
Father Mulcahy.
Yes, who are you?
I'm Detective Sergeant Briscoe.
You are with the police, but I explicitly requested Inspector Lockley.
I'm sorry, but he retired recently. I am his successor.
Ah, well, I suppose it cannot be helped.
How can I help?
This is a rather sensitive matter. Do you have a warrant card?
It's a bit awkward, but this is my first day on duty. I haven't sorted all the formalities yet.
How can I be sure you are not a journalist?
You know, there is Sergeant Carter, my attendant, guarding the main gate. I can call him in if it satisfies you.
That will not be necessary, Detective. I will trust you under such circumstances. Let your attendant keep guarding, and would you please follow me?
Cóż takiego ksiądz chce mi pokazać?
This is it? A single broken door?
Of course. What did you expect? This is where the gentry are laid to rest, Detective. Some of these tombs have been standing here for hundreds of years. Such an event can seriously damage the reputation of our church.
I apologize. When did you notice it?
This morning, I was looking for Mr. Talbot, the gravedigger. He likes to drink from time to time, and then he usually falls asleep among the graves, which reminds me I still have to find him. I was searching his favorite places when I found this desecration.
All right, it would be better if you could bring him here. He might know something more. I'll take a look inside in the meanwhile.
Please, Detective, you cannot do that.
Do I need permission?
No, but I cannot allow such a sacrilege. Please give me your word.
I'm sorry, but I cannot.
I'm going to look for Mr. Talbot now, and I will pray you do not make any errors, Detective.
It's obvious he cares about the church. Or is there something else? We'll see.
Czyli ktoś włamał się do krypty. Okej. Nie sądzę, żeby to był Brian i Timothy, z tego względu, że my szybko z tego cmentarza czmychnęliśmy. Musiał być to ktoś inny, wyłamane fragmenty drzwi grobowca.
They must have used great strength to force the door. Maybe they weren't interested in the tomb itself. Maybe they just wanted to get in. I hope Father Mulcahy will understand I really need to enter.
No skoro nie ma wyjścia, to musimy tutaj wejść. Trumna jest otwarta, co ciekawe.
Everything seems to be all right at first glance. I thought someone had robbed the place. At least that would explain the forced door.
Detective Briscoe! You must see this, Detective Briscoe! Ah, there you are. Something terrible has happened. You have to see.
Calm down and tell me what is going on.
I can't. I'll show you. Please just follow me. Quickly. Look at this. Such a disaster.
Do you know who he was?
Mr. Talbot, the gravedigger.
How many people are there in your staff?
Only the two of us were left. Dear Lord, what shall I do now?
Did you move the body?
No, I ran to you immediately.
Father Mulcahy, I have to ask you to leave the crime scene. This is nothing for your eyes.
You are right. It would be better.
I can imagine how difficult it must be for you, but please, stay somewhere nearby.
I will be at your disposal, Detective. You know, although he was not a particularly humble servant, he did not deserve such an end. God bless his soul.
I hope Carter's still at the gate. Nobody must see this.
Dlaczego grabarz nie żyje? Czy to my mamy coś z tym wspólnego? W sensie my jako złodziej?
If I'd found him in the forest, I would think he had been torn up by bears. But here... I've already seen several cutthroats, but none of them looked quite so repulsive.
Znaczy się, nie wydaje mi się, żebyśmy to zrobili my.
Father Mulcahy was right. Mr. Talbot was fond of drinking. But it has nothing to do with his death.
Wzięliśmy zapalniczkę.
He has nothing else with him. He has nothing else.
Chciałbym mu się bliżej przyjrzeć, no bo mimo wszystko ubrania w dalszym ciągu są interaktywne. Czyli coś jeszcze na tym użyć będę mógł.
In my opinion, Mr. Talbot was a misfit. Normal alcohol didn't affect him, so he drank some foul, stinking spirit. I can't understand what might have mangled him like that. And I think he was drunk, so he couldn't put up any resistance. I'll know more after the post-mortem. Every detail might be important.
Każdy szczegół może być istotny. No właśnie.
He has nothing else with. He has nothing else.
Nie miał przy sobie nic innego, ale ani na tym pensety nie mogę użyć, ani pędzelka, ani lupy. Więc być może jeszcze nie mam czegoś w ekwipunku. Pompa wody.
I'm not going to touch it. I might destroy possible leads. Being in the murderer's shoes, I would go and wash myself. He might have left some evidence there. The murderer must have been covered in blood, but I can't see any solid evidence. He certainly didn't touch the pump.
Rozumiem. Przejdźcie wśród grobowców.
A broken spine. Someone jumped on him from a great height. He must have died very slowly.
Czyli już wiem, że to nie byliśmy my. Bo my uciekliśmy, a pies w tym czasie spał, ponieważ był otruty gazem.
It has something in its teeth. I can't pull it out.
Więc skoro pies się ocucił, to prawdopodobnie kogoś gonił, kto był na tym cmentarzu, być może morderców, i oni wtedy na niego skoczyli.
An interesting catch. I'll make some notes.
Coś wyjęliśmy, jakiś skrawek materiału.
I'll have enough time to examine it later. The piece of cloth I found between his teeth is of great significance. It might prove whether the dog bit into the gravedigger's clothes. Every detail might...
Każdy szczegół może być istotny, zdecydowanie. Najbliższe otoczenie.
The ground is too hard. There are no footprints. Pity. I can't see any signs of a struggle. That is strange. No blood, no hair, no pieces of skin, nothing. Somebody killed the dog with their bare hands and didn't break a sweat.
No jeżeli skoczył na psa z dużej wysokości, no to powiem tak, pies nie miał żadnej szansy, nie?
Sometimes even the slightest detail can be important, but I can't see anything. No traces of blood. Pity. I was hoping the murderer had injured himself, but it doesn't look like it. I don't want to get my clothes dirty.
Nie chcę pobrudzić sobie ubrań, ale...
If it hadn't been here, it would have been much more difficult to climb up the wall.
No tak. My tą ławkę tutaj przesunęliśmy. Ale też widzę, że nic na niej użyć nie mogę. Dobra, rozejrzyjmy się po reszcie cmentarza. Może znajdziemy jeszcze jakieś wskazówki. Przejdźcie po cmentarzu.
Except the usual occupiers, No other corpses. Pretty comforting discovery.
Ojciec Malkej. Porozmawiajmy z nim. Kurde, jak ojciec się dowie, że jeszcze pies nie żyje, to już w ogóle będzie załamany. Zapytaj go, gdzie był zeszłej nocy.
I have to ask you, where were you last night?
We buried Sir William last night. It was the family's wish that he was buried in secret, so the funeral was after sunset. It is strange you do not know that. The police supervised the whole ceremony. After the funeral, I went to bed and fell into a deep sleep.
So you didn't hear or see anything suspicious?
No, otherwise I would have investigated.
I think that sounds credible.
Dowiedz się, dlaczego poprosił o to inspektora Lockleya.
Why did you explicitly want Inspector Lockley to come?
A strange question. Don't you know what he devoted himself to?
I've not had the pleasure of meeting him.
The inspector investigated most of those cases nobody else wanted to work on, including all accusations against Sir William. We have talked to each other several times.
Was he interested in anything in particular?
Once or twice he wanted to enter Lewis's tomb, but he never obtained the permission. Then I think he found a better hobby than hunting ghosts in graveyards. I have not seen him for weeks now.
Sprawdź z tej policji podczas pogrzebu.
So, the police participated in the funeral as well. I was just on my way to Plymouth. I'd be grateful for any information.
Not directly. They only had to look out for troublemakers that might possibly try to disrupt the ceremony. Sir William was very unpopular thanks to the rumors.
And were there any troubles?
It depends. The police made several raids on the local disreputable public houses. In the hope that it would divert attention from the graveyard, it seemed to have worked. But this morning, alas, I found the damaged tomb. It is a terrible tragedy.
Dowiedz się, co wie o martwym psie.
I took a walk around the graveyard. It's a pretty big area. How do you manage to look after it?
It was Mr. Talbot's responsibility. He received an extra payment for that.
Did you allow him to have a dog with him?
Oh yes, I totally forgot about it. I will have to take care of the dog.
I'm afraid it won't be necessary. The animal is dead too.
I simply cannot understand this. Mr. Talbot trained dogs very well. Nobody was better at training dogs than him.
I suppose the dog tried to protect its master, and it kept attacking the murderer until the last breath. I also suppose the murderer fled over the top of the wall in the back part of the graveyard, where it's no problem to climb up. That's why the gravedigger's dog was killed in a different place to its master.
But tell me, Detective, who could have done such a thing?
I'll tell you that as soon as we find him.
Odejdź.
I have no reason to go in yet.
No dobra. Mamy starożytne groby.
I can't see anything suspicious. If someone wanted to damage the attack was aimed at a specific tomb, no doubt about that.
Dobra, plan jest taki, zanim udamy się z powrotem do krypty, wyjdźmy na zewnątrz cmentarza i porozmawiajmy z policjantem.
Sergeant, I'll need your help. I want you to prevent anybody from entering the graveyard.
Of course, sir.
We have a murder here. I don't want anybody to be blundering around.
Wouldn't it be better if I ran to the station, sir?
No, it would not. You will not move an inch from the gate.
Excuse me, sir, but I think...
You personally guarantee that nobody will get to the cemetery. Do you understand?
As you wish, sir. You are the detective, sir.
The best thing I can do is report the incident myself, and the sooner the better. At least I can try out the office telephone.
Pogawędka.
How long have you been working as a police officer?
Only 2 years, sir. but the time passes pretty fast.
Yes, I've already noticed one never gets bored in here.
Well, sometimes it is exciting. The harbour attracts various shady fellows who like to cause trouble. You're probably used to more peaceful places, aren't you, sir?
That's true. I served in the countryside for 3 years.
Really, sir? I'd bite your hand off for that job, sir. Nobody could ever get me back to Plymouth. Why did you leave, sir?
I'm sorry, but I'd rather keep some details for myself. At least for now.
Zapytaj o zapałki.
Do you have any matches?
Of course, sir. Do you smoke?
No. Sometimes I just need to shine light on something.
I have a cigarette from time to time, sir, but it's hard on the pocket. Here you are, sir.
Thank you.
Dobra, może zapałki mi się przydadzą gdzieś tam przy grobowcu. Poinformuj o napadzie na grobowiec.
We have work to do, Sergeant. Someone has broken into a nobleman's family tomb.
Oh, unbelievable. What are people capable of today?
Tell me, has something similar happened before?
I don't know about anything like that, sir. Try asking the local vicar.
Yes, I was going to do that.
Shall I go to the office, sir?
Why? Do you think we'll need help?
Well, I think we might.
I'll manage, don't worry.
Dobra, bo widzę, że tutaj żadnych elementów do podniesienia nie będę miał, nie? Pomnik.
What's this? I almost overlooked it.
O, mamy jakieś ślady.
An interesting catch. I'll make some notes.
Coś wziąłem do ekwipunku. Niedopałek.
Someone threw it away the night Sir William's body disappeared. It must have been so. Otherwise someone would already have picked it up.
Jestem ciekaw, czy będziemy też przeprowadzali jakieś takie analizy chemiczne, jak to było w przypadku Sherlocka Holmesa, nie? Na przykład zbieranie odcisków palców czy DNA.
Once it'll be necessary to search the sewers, Sergeant Carter will finally be useful.
Czyli my sami do kanałów zejść nie możemy.
A hand-rolled cigarette. I don't really know much about it, but I don't think this is usual cigarette paper. I wonder what an experienced smoker would think of it.
No dobra, policjant powiedział, że od czasu do czasu pali. Pokaż papierosa.
Sergeant, you told me you smoke sometimes.
Yes, I'm partial to the odd smoke, sir.
How much would this kind of cigarette cost?
Oh, let me see. Well, hand-rolled, that's nothing unusual. It depends on the tobacco, you know. This one, for instance, smells very good. Why are you interested in it, sir?
I found it near the column. It might have belonged to someone who knows what happened here.
Really? How would you know that, sir?
Because I doubt it would go unnoticed all day. And what would a typical resident of this district do if they were passing by chance and saw it lying there on the footpath?
He would pick it up, sir. I see. So someone must have thrown it away tonight.
Exactly. And it is more than probable that the person who threw it away knows what happened here.
In that case, sir, I have such a theory, if it helps you, sir.
Go ahead.
No one rolls a cigarette in a hurry, sir. Maybe in a pub or while one is waiting for someone. I guess it would be the latter case. It takes time to prepare the whole thing, sir. It's something like a ritual of killing time, sir.
Not only time, Sergeant. Thank you for your remark. The mysterious smoker is slowly emerging. But if I really want to find him, I'll need more than one cigarette.
Może jakieś wskazówki znajdziemy w pubie, ale wątpię, żebyśmy w tym momencie mogli się tam udać. Zapytaj o dziwną bibułkę papierosową.
I notice you are no stranger to the smoker's habits.
Well, I picked up a bit over the years, sir.
But are you also familiar with cigarette papers?
The cigarette won't let you rest, will it, sir?
I examined it under the magnifier, and it seems to me that the paper it is wrapped in is somewhat strange. But I might be wrong. That is why I'm asking you.
Can I see it, sir?
Certainly.
It is unusual, you're right, sir. One has to pay for higher quality goods. But some people are content with anything what comes into their hands. Newspapers are popular, for instance. They say it tastes better, sir, but I prefer the usual soft paper. Sorry, I can't tell what this cigarette is made of, sir.
But obviously it's not newspaper.
Indeed, sir. Unroll it, sir. Maybe you'll find out more then.
Thank you for the advice, but that would destroy it. Maybe later.
As you think, sir.
Odejdź.
He uses an unusual cigarette paper. I don't want to destroy the only evidence now, but I'll have to unwrap the cigarette later. A witness or a criminal? That's the question. This is not a suitable hiding place for a thief. It's right in front of the main gate and quite well lit. Whoever was waiting at the monument failed to smoke his cigarette, but he didn't fear being found. Every detail might be important.
Wróćmy się zatem na cmentarz. Spróbuję ponownie porozmawiać z ojcem Malkejem. Ale niestety nie ma nowych opcji dialogowych. Dobra. Tak jak powiedziałem, chodźmy zatem do krypty. Chyba że tu też znajdę jakieś poszlaki.
Doesn't seem like someone would loot this place. The attack was aimed only at one particular tomb, that's obvious. Most of them are well cared for. Surely many people come here every day. I won't get inside without the key, and so far I do not plan to. Interesting. The tomb right next to this one is undamaged.
Czyli złodziejowi chodziło tak naprawdę... Złodziejowi? No nie wiadomo, czy ten ktoś coś ukradł z tego grobowca. Być może mordercy chodziło tylko i wyłącznie o tą kryptę.
So far, everything is quiet. I can't see anything suspect.
Otwarta trumna.
Why would they put an empty coffin here? Maybe I just don't understand local customs. Strange. It's as if it was still waiting for its owner.
Albo hrabia Dracula tutaj był. Nie mogę się bliżej przyjrzeć tej trumnie. No dobra. Zgaszony świecznik. My mamy zapałki.
There's neither wax nor paraffin. It hasn't been used in years.
Okej.
Better to be safe than sorry. I poured everything out.
Wylaliśmy cały alkohol. I nastała jasność. Dobra, widzę, że mamy tutaj jakiś świecący element. Przedmiot w szczelinie.
I can't grasp it properly. The crevice is too narrow.
Od czego mamy pensetę?
Well, I expected a coin. This won't be of any substantial value.
Jakiś kryształ.
I'm no expert, but it cannot be recognized by the naked eye.
Czy coś jeszcze tutaj znajdziemy? Jakieś poszlaki?
would they put an empty coffin here? Strange.
Lupą tego zbadać nie mogę. No dobra.
Odd. The tomb seems to be for male family members only. But none of them lived to reach the age of 40.
O, młodo umierali.
Now, this is better. The oldest deceased was Abraham Lewis. Died at the age of 38.
Jestem ciekaw, czy jakaś klątwa ciążyła na tej rodzinie, że tak młodo umierali, czy, nie wiem, być może jakaś choroba albo coś? Tylko oprócz tej otwartej trumny nie widzę, żeby cokolwiek tutaj było jeszcze klikalnego. Ale to wygląda tak, jakbym na tej trumnie coś mógł jeszcze użyć. Ale być może nie mam takiego elementu w ekwipunku. Dobra, spójrzmy na nasz dziennik.
Strange. I've never seen an empty coffin in a tomb before. Father Mulcahy might know more about that. Every detail might...
Czyli nie pozostaje mi nic innego, jak udać się z powrotem do ojca Mulcahy'a. Dowiedz się, do kogo należy zniszczony grobowiec.
The damaged tomb. Does it belong to a significant family?
Significant? Not significant. Rather cursed.
Excuse me. What do you mean?
Exactly what I am saying. The Lewis family, one of the oldest families in the whole town, was once highly respected. But when Sir William was born, the last heir, it seemed God turned away from them. And if not God, the townspeople certainly did. Nobody could bear to look at his lifeless face. Even yesterday, at the funeral, the coffin was kept closed during the whole ceremony. The night's events are the punishment for our weakness. That's simply the way it is.
Wait a minute. I need to make this clear. The damaged tomb belongs to the deceased's family, the one whose funeral was held just yesterday.
Precisely. We placed Sir William Lewis's lifeless body in his tomb in the dead of night, and this morning that same tomb was desecrated.
Father Mulcahy, can you be discreet?
I am a priest.
I was inside the tomb, despite your request not to.
Why are you telling this to me? You will confess to God, not to me.
The coffin is empty.
What? It's not possible.
Please, stay calm.
Dear Lord, but that would surely mean... Are you sure? You opened the coffin?
It was open when I stepped in.
But what shall we do now?
For now, keep it to yourself.
You can count on that. Do you realize what a scandal this is?
Leave it to us. We will solve it. It's becoming pretty complicated. I have to find out as much about the deceased as I can. Every detail. Strange. Father
Dobra, czy ja w jakiś sposób mogę tutaj obracać strony? Czy to jest wszystko, czego się na tą chwilę dowiedzieliśmy? Musimy się dowiedzieć czegoś więcej na temat zmarłego. Obstawiam, że na cmentarzu już nic więcej się nie dowiemy, przynajmniej na tą chwilę. Kurde, nie chciałem tam iść.
The fabric doesn't match the gravedigger's clothes. The dog definitely fought with someone else.
Dobra, wróćmy się zatem do swojego biura policyjnego. W sensie na komisariat policji. Może tam będą jakieś archiwa, w sensie, które będę mógł przejrzeć i dowiedzieć się czegoś więcej na temat zmarłego. na posterunek policji. Ale moi drodzy, tak jak kończyliśmy poprzedni odcinek, tak i w tym miejscu kończymy ten odcineczek. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobał. Dzięki wielkie, trzymajcie się, hej!